Hello there, my friends, and welcome back to the Brightworks in another match of Beyond All Reason, where today we're going to be taking a look at an epic 4 versus 4. I've redone this intro 4 times already. I really need to just go with it. 4 versus 4 between some top-tier commanders that are going to be duking it out on a new map, or at least a map that I haven't gotten a chance to take a look at. So it's very exciting to me, and I sure hope you will enjoy as well, as our red team commander does spawn in here on the southern side of said map. A map that goes by the name of Timna Island. Timna Island. Timna? Maybe the N is silent. Maybe it's just Tima. Anyway, Timna Island going to be the map of today, and it's a bit of a weird one. We'll get into it in just a second here, but why don't we meet our two teams? As a 4v4, we might as well introduce them all. We have our red team leader spawning here on the southern side, a commander that goes by Otsumo Matsu. The red team leader, clocking in at 28 open skill. Oh, wait. Oh, actually, okay. Well, the team leader in color alone. The actual team leader position going to the orange commander, spawning just to the north here, a commander, of course, that goes by the name of Boshi. Boshi at 43 open skill going to be the OS team leader here, I suppose, and the second in command by OS is going to be Anna Drama. The yellow commander over on the far northern side here, she's being supported by the hot pink commander at 30 open skill. It's going to be Yun of the Lag clan. Very nice here for the red team, expanding quite quickly here, using this early commander, this early fourth commander, as effectively a glorified conbot. Just building a lot of extra mexes and handing them off to the yellow commander. I suppose Anna will be the one pumping out those units rather quickly, while the rest of the team goes for other cheeky plays. On the other side of the map, we have, I guess, what I would consider a fairly normal start right here. Blue commander, C3BO. I guess of the APM clan here, C3BO going to be showing us what he's got. And going to, at the very least, be going into quite a lot of wind turbines. We do see quite a few of those queued up. Wind speed on this map is phenomenal, so it makes a whole lot of sense. And Armada already better off slightly for those wind turbines, so it does make a lot of sense for our Armada hero here to go ahead and throw down just about as many of these wind turbines as mechanically possible. Spawning just north of the blue commander here, spawning as the 28 open skill Cortex commander. It's going to be a Kyle of the APM clan as well here. It looks like it's actually all APM clan, maybe a little bit of a clan battle. I didn't even notice it, but we also have Cobalt in the lime green here, slightly to the south of our blue commander, and far south on the very southern side, getting into the water, we have the purple hero, Degent. Alright, 31 open skill. Gonna be showing us some some Armada Navy gaming. Always a little bit interesting whenever you see that. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's just mean. How rude. The orange commander is sending across a single shuriken and forcing some kind of response. This is so annoying because the purple commander is completely stalled at this point. Does not have a way of dealing with the shuriken. So why not? Yeah, it just goes across and freezes this. I would love it if it frees these metal extractors here, actually. I mean, that would be the ideal choice, right? Cut off a bunch of this eco. You could probably bounce between them and freeze all of them. Yeah, Tick here, perfectly available to run right in. The static defenses have been paralyzed. Hello? Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Are we looking? Are we paying attention now? There we go. Well, kinda. Anna, microing all over the map right here, forgets or doesn't realize, rather, that the ticks on the southern side are completely available to run in and get the metal extractor. Okay. Well, anti-air will finish up here momentarily, and once it is, the shuriken will be blasted away. Unfortunate. What a cheeky little play right there for the orange commander that ends up getting shut down quite brutally. Alright. Not the end of the world, of course, but it would have been nice to see. A little bit of new tech that I don't think have seen, at least not commonly in Beyond Our Reason. Always cool whenever that does happen. These ticks, however, will still find some value. Oh, can we kill the build power, please? The order of operations here should absolutely be build power, metal extractors, wind turbines, solar panels. In that order. We're actually not going to kill the construction turret. Ooh. Okay. Little bit of misprioritization here from Anna. It's actually a little surprising. That was not what I would have expected as the primary target here. The build power, yeah, the build power can be used defensively, and obviously it helps rebuild everything. If you shuttle that down, you effectively shut the scaling well into the mid and late game. Not that 4v4s typically go that distance, but certainly they can. And if they do, you're gonna be pretty glad for your enemy having, oh, I don't know, 20% less stuff than you. Usually ends up working out pretty nicely. But okay, the red commander not actually investing in Navy at all here. We have a whole bunch of land production. We have a land laboratory, a bot lab here, pumping out a whole bunch of units. We do have, well, naval units going to be able to assault all this. Oh, that was the blue commander. I didn't expect the blue commander to go down to the forest of LLTs available from Yun here, who desperately needs energy to make sure that this commander can actually degun and, well, even just fire the laser right here. But at the very least, okay, one commander goes down on the front line. If we could reclaim all that, it would certainly be a lovely help right here. We do have ticks in the back line, by the way. The green commander looks like Cobalt managed to sneak a couple of those through. And so we will have a little bit of aggression. Yep, another one down, another one down. Metal extractors falling all over the place. Love the commander expanding in the water here as well for Ana. We have loads of constructors. My goodness, look at this eco. Wow. This is an impressive eco scaling right here. I mean, just loads and loads of turrets all over the place, the build turrets, and then wind turbines all over as well. It gives you a nice little center area for production, and then of course gives you tons and tons of wind energy later on into the game. Orange commander are going to be used to rebuild these. Shuriken, a lot of them anyways, being shot down by the AA boats here. It looks like the base has been destroyed as well. Was that self-destructed? Might have been self-destructed, because there's no trace of it left, or otherwise was reclaimed nicely. No, yeah, that was self-destructed for sure. Okay. This is a weird position. All of a sudden, the purple commander has to try and guess whether it's going to be worth going into more naval units to try and harass, or whether it's worth it to just get into land units, because at this point, one or two of those rocket bots comes up on the front line, and these LLTs aren't going to be worth much. Doesn't take too many more of those, or thugs, or even grunts, to kill the commander itself after the LLTs are destroyed. Degent is on a little bit of a timer here. We need some sort of value, and we just aren't finding it with these naval units. We built naval units to contest a sea that was never really fought over after anyways here. And the metal extractors, well, they're not going to die until a destroyer gets out. And we have tons of frigates, tons of skaters, but no depth charge launcher to kill those actual metal extractors. Blue metal was reclaimed and put into the army here for the blue team, so that is nice for them. A nice silver lining on what is otherwise a relatively unfortunate or relatively scary moment right there. Makes up for the loss of the commander for sure. Atsamu, we're taking LLT fire here, sir. We will back off, Thug. Ooh, with a little bit of friendly fire there. Yeah, DJ wants to shut this down. The commander, rather, is the primary build force here. Okay. We did have a constructor. The constructor will move out, sacrificing itself, no doubt, on the front line here to build. I mean, well, there's not really even a way for the purple commander to get into here. We could take our time and just build a laboratory, I suppose, but it's going to take forever. Bombers are available, but man, we're losing so many of the AA boats. Can we please stop throwing the air units away over this cove right here? These have such a wonderful position. Blasting away a bunch of the air units right there is super duper annoying. Reclaim will be contested right here. Yeah, we've now got a weird situation where now another 2,500 metal is laying on the field here for the blue team. Okay. Well, surely this is a gigantic advantage. The blue team now going to reclaim all this metal with enough production sent down south here. Love that the blue team is paying attention to that. Yeah, kind of cut off from the team here is the red commander. Doesn't really have a way back to the team's arms. We have Cobalt encroaching from the, well, northeastern side. We have Cobalt's forces encroaching from the southwestern side. Resbots, get away with it too. Wow. Alright. That puts the blue team miles ahead as far as actual metal production. Well, you know what? I was going to say, but they actually do have the disadvantage on metal production. They're down by a couple thousand metal. I believe that puts them basically on par for metal extraction. Methinks all these metal extractors in the water here have helped out immensely. That and getting these early metal extractors, handing them off to the yellow commander, who is going into T2, by the way. We have the wind turbines up and running. We don't have nearly enough E-converters. That is one thing that's missing here when you go for the Armada wind turbines. Typically, you want to go for those E-converters as well. The red team's in a lot of trouble here right now, though. Guys? These are your last two commanders. The last two commanders in total jeopardy right here. 11% HP and 21% HP on the orange and yellow commanders, respectively. They barely get away with it, but only by the good graces of the cyan commander, Kyle, who lets them get away effectively. I'm pretty sure that these thugs, these maces, this whole army could have probably killed at least one of these commanders, if not both. Okay. This is all cleaned up quite nicely. As much of this self-destructed by the red commander as possible. We have multiple T2 transitions all at once. Yellow T2 transition, and we will go into a Fat Boy, interestingly enough, and the orange commander has transitioned into T2 Air. We're going to go for a heavy transport on the back of a couple of these Wasp gunships. I don't suppose I mind the Wasp gunships. They can definitely do a wonderful job of sniping enemy commanders where they lie.
Commander destroyed.
Oh, well, there goes the yellow commander. Red team is up to... Oh, did the red team have 3 commanders? Oh, my apologies. I thought we were much closer to a game win right there. Oh, so much anti-air, though. Yeah, the harassment from the shurikens means anti-air was built already. Yikes. Wasps have to sit here and take the fire. Otherwise, they're gonna be forced into the retreat. There they go. Green forces moving in on the southern side. Gunships will, I believe, be enough to deal with all this. The commander actually has been transported via skyhook. And the D-guns are away. Okay, nice cleanup right there from Yun. Manages to blast away a bunch of those units. The gunships in the air helping as well, of course, but this attack is repulsed. Lovely stuff. Oh, alright. Corpse's D-gun right there for Bashi. Actually, there's a couple hundred metal left. D-gun didn't completely obliterate it. It missed a couple of atoms. Bashi says, don't mind if I do. After feeding 3 commander corpses to the blue team, they'll take any advantage they can, the red that is. Looking for any kind of way. Wow, we're even going to go for an air repair pad. Surprisingly cheap, actually. 400 metal. 4,400 energy. For 1,000 build power, it's not bad. You'll see these air units get repaired back up really quickly here. But we've hit a stall in the game. Blue team thinking about T2. We actually have the T2 con out already, but it isn't upgrading the metal extractors, oddly enough. We are... Ah, there we go. Okay. T2 constructor maybe a little bit distracted by the micro on the front line right here, as we do have loads of units for the blue and cyan commanders. Wouldn't mind seeing those actually handed off to one or the other. Probably the cyan commander. Let the cyan here on micro all the front line and then handle all the eco scaling and the teching in the back line. Typically works quite nicely in these small team games. Another attempted push, nicely deflected right here by the red team. Fighters are now out and available, headed across the map right here. They'll intercept the fighters in orange. There are a couple of those T2 included. Those Nightwing T2 fighters can be super, Nighthawk rather, T2 fighters can be very, very dangerous. Sweeping away multiple T1s before they're shot down. The defense is solid. Alright. We have a sneaky beaky. Cobalt in the back line. All of a sudden, the green commander has snuck his way across the map and managed to appear in the enemy heart of production. We have the green commander making their way towards the T2 laboratory. E-converters will reveal the commander.
Destroyed.
Oh, Yun will be transported in, but there's really not a lot you can do. Laboratory is destroyed. Metal storage rather goes down as well. Build power in trouble, and that's already more than 1,250 metal down the drain right here. Yeah, that is the last red commander, by the way. Yun was transported in, but that was the very last red commander, so he couldn't self-D on the commander, or else that's the game. What a wonderful play right there from the blue team, realizing, oh, wait a second. If they address this, there's nothing they really can do. And so, indeed, gets away with destroying the entire base. Okay. Well, there's an advantage if ever there was one. The yellow commander on top of it with those T2 mechs here. We also have the AGO coming up and running here, transporting around the build power, reclaiming the metal wherever they can find it. How has the red team had such a production advantage this entire game, and yet has lost so much of the map? I guess it's those T2 mexes. Yeah, we're just barely seeing T2 mexes coming online here for the blue team. Wow. Well, as they do, I'm expecting... Oh, these ones never got upgraded either. Ugh. Yeah. The blue commanders almost feel like they lost steam, right? Like they were overcharged earlier on. They made some wonderful plays, managed to steal a bunch of metal off the red team, and all of a sudden they just sort of petered out. Ran out of steam for some reason. Now I reckon as this fat boy keeps firing away here, it will start to get some value. It's been up on this hillside firing down at the T1 units for a good long while here, but slow and steady wins the race, is what they say. As for right now, it does currently have 19 kills. The defensive fat boy is quite funny. Definitely a little bit of a lull at this point, though, as both of these teams try and figure out how on earth they can attack each other. Both of them have been hit quite hard in their backlines. Both of them are still wondering what on earth to produce. The blue commander not worried about units at all. I don't think I've seen a single unit come out of this laboratory here. We've only seen eco and constructors right now. We've got the T2 cons, one of which was idle for so long here, not being used to build these T2 mexes, and then now we've got butlers coming out, no doubt to assist this T2 con as it moves forward to try and grab these mexes. This is such an asymmetric map, though. It is really, really tricky to figure out a proper strategy. One of those tricky things about Beyond a Reason, one of those things that defines a good player from a great player. Like, I would say these are totally, like, Platinum League players, like Diamond League players, Upper League players. But you can tell the difference between the pros, right? Like, the pros would have had this map swept up already, and especially with an advantage as big as what? It was like 40% or something for the red team. They would have ran away with it, either investing in eco or putting it into a bunch of units on the front and crushing forward. In this case, well, not the case. Hornets in the air, too. Relatively tanky gunship, actually. I feel like these could probably just contest the anti-air available. You probably lose 2 of those gunships relative to the, oh, I don't know, 7 skater gunships, or skater anti-air ships, rather. I'm going to go ahead and speed things up. Both teams wondering how on earth they're going to take the next step into this game. Both of the both of the red commanders actually in air at the moment. Yeah, we have the yellow and orange commander both playing air here. The blue team going ahead and sending out a bunch of ticks and spy bots. Just because you're high OS doesn't mean you're action-packed OP gaming 24/7. Sometimes you have to take a little break. You have to play SimCity in the backline. You have to build an air lab. 17 minutes into the game. AGO in a little bit of trouble, I suppose. The ticks have found it. Not even an LLT for your advanced geothermal? My goodness. Considering the fact we didn't even get into Navy and we're building this so close to the coastline here, it baffles me. Don't tell me. Oh, don't tell me the commander isn't going to be able to stop the one tick. Oh, no. That was brutal. That was really, really brutal to watch. Yun has got to be kicking himself at this point. You just build an LLT on one side. It's... That is super, yeah. Immediately in the chat. Don't know what they're saying. That might just be keyboard slam right there. That looks more like language. Not entirely sure. If we get a translator, that would be hilarious. Wow. Yeah, Yun is absolutely kicking themselves right there on that defense. That was abominable. My goodness. Alright, well, not to put you on main screen right there, Yun, but that was a hilarious learning opportunity. Yeah, you just put down an LLT. It's not bad. Commanders can build LLTs in like 5 or 8 seconds or something like that. It's pretty good. Hey, look at that. We're using our units. A couple of Maces going to be stepping forward for the first time this game. They'll actually start firing against the blue units. I mean, I like the trade. There is a lot of pawns here, though. Not necessarily spread out properly. Typically, you want a nice, wide, open surround like that, so you're firing in from all directions. Not the end of the world, though. Obviously, those T1 units are not worth it. Whoa, that was a nuclear bomber. That's a Lich. Headed into the main production center. Doesn't have its next bomb charged. Ooh, anti-air just barely kills that nuclear bomber. Okay. One facility down, but it does not manage to pop the second. One of the few times where it's advantageous to have your resource, or your production rather, split up between every single one of these commanders is, of course, now the green commander has absolutely no production. But the blue team isn't stopped. Both of these teams on one commander apiece right here. Yeah, you can see we have the right idea. I imagine what we're saying here is something to the effect of last commander. Something like that. There's a lot of win conditions you can go for here. Likewise, the blue team knows that this commander is over here. They saw it next to the AGO. Nearly killed it with the AGO. Arbiter's firing away up onto this hillside, launching those high arc missiles, trying to take out the Fat Boy that's been on this hill, just causing havoc this entire time. Looks like their missiles are just fast enough and the Fat Boy just slow enough that occasionally, every so occasionally, they do connect. I wouldn't be the one to sit here and tell you that this is the best reaction of the Fat Boy, but it's one answer. Yeah, there you go. I mean, those missiles are doing wonderfully. Fat Boy is forced to retreat. The Fat Boy, a coward, ultimately. Looks big and very mean and scary, but actually, relatively cowardly. Trying to fire down at the lowly T1 forces down below. Doesn't really manage to connect the way it wants to. We've devolved back into tick spam at each other now. Very few units on the field at the moment. We have more T1. 20 minutes into this game, and we have more T1 coming across. Nobody could have expected that this game would go on for 20 minutes with T1 still marching forward on the southern side. Managing to kill some metal extractors, sure. I mean, I appreciate that it's at least getting some kind of value. Hornets will clean all this up really nicely. Hornets and Roughnecks, looks like. Yeah, there we go. The burst fire of the Hornet is pretty powerful. And the Roughneck, of course, can dish out a solid DPS. See, we keep winning these air engagements and then not utilizing it. Like, we have all the air control in the world, and then we keep not sending it across the map to do a bunch of damage here. Bunch of abductors, the EMP paralyzer. Oh. Okay, well, we got an abduction right here. It looks like the abductors will live up to their name. They managed to actually capture the fat boy, bring it on over towards the backline right here, floating their way towards the blue team, revealing all of this. You can see, yeah, providing perfect vision for the very last commander who is not capturing. Come on, buddy. C3BO, I believe in you. I know that you can do it. Last commander was revealed and pointed out over here on the northern side. Yun will be detected. Again, if you kill this commander, you will win the game. There we go. We do have the capture command going out. Inadvertently revealing the exact commander's position, though. This, I mean, if the red team is paying attention right here, they know exactly where the commander's at. Only commanders can capture, and there's only one commander on this team. This has got to be the funniest back and forth brawl I've seen in a while. C3PO will be making some torpedo gunships. There we go. Sheldon firing into the distance here. Those torpedoes will collide with the commander. Is this really how we go out? Yun not cloaking, and alright, well, 3% remaining of that commander. I think one more torpedo run will do it, and boom, goes the red team's final commander. For some reason, on the other side of the map, this has been maybe one of the worst high-level, pro-level games I've ever watched, and beyond all reason. I don't otherwise know how to say it. This was a bizarre match of beyond all reason. Ended. And thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this wondrous game, then, well, as always, feel free to like and subscribe. And you can also join the Discord channel where a bunch of announcements are always posted, as well as a whole bunch of other lovely folks like to reside if you had any questions about how to actually play the game of Beyond All Reason. This must have been a training match or something. I'm not entirely sure. Hope to see you all in the very next one, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Peace out, everybody.